This is the L2C Media Network on YouTube. Now, live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson, this is Sports Final, presented by the L2C Media Network. I'm Harry Von Stuttgart, your announcer, and now, with the details from the headlines that make the sports world go round, here's your host, Steve the Backsmith. Hey, thank you very much, Harry. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Final. And let's turn on, there we go. Hey, good evening. I've already done that part. All right, how you doing, everybody? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good Lord. Welcome to Sports Final. We have got a fantastically bizarro show for you, including a recap of what has to be the wildest beach blast in the short history of all elite wrestling. And yes, our favorite wrestler finally became all elite. I gotta move this here for a bit so we can cover light. Dunkashane. Okay. Our favorite wrestler became all elite and didn't curse anyone. Well, except for maybe, I don't know, Adam Cole. We'll get to all that and a lot more in a momentary second. And I just want to remind you that uh, Steve Exley, or excuse me, that My Little Opinion show, which was called Steve Exley's. No, what was it called? Oh yeah, Steve Exley's talking about is making a comeback in February, and we're going to be touching on the subject of what happened to G4, the once high and mighty network of gamers, geeks, um, pop culturists, and a whole lot more. Came back. No one knew it because it was not advertised. And, well, came back and imploded. We'll explain how, why, and everything else coming up next week on my YouTube channel. That's right. I'm going to be doing some short things. Steve Exley is talking about. No, it wasn't called Steve Exley is talking about. It's called Steve Exley is speaking about, or something like that. We're going to bring that back, hopefully with a better title. But right now, we're talking sports. You can go to the chat room. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. And we're getting ready to debut a new name. It's going to be Steve Sporty Balls, thanks to a very, very nice lady by the name of Mandy Summers, who gave us the idea. We should have done it the first time she made mention of our show. It's still Sports Final, but it's going to be more. So look for that on February the 7th. But right now, let's get to today, and let's get in with our basketball segment. We start off with the NBA. It was a hoops du jour tonight. Let's go for the two games that are still underway. Still underway. In third quarter, 3:19 remaining. It is Dallas Mavericks over the Portland Trail Blazers, 82-76. 5:36 left to play. Also in the third quarter, game on ESPN. It is the Phoenix Suns leading the Utah Jazz. I'm still trying to figure out, do they actually play Jazz in Houston, in Utah? 65-58 score. Phoenix Suns lead. Final scores: Charlotte Hornets decimated the Indiana Pacers 158-126. LA Clippers over the Orlando Magic 111-102. Cleveland Cavaliers beat the defending NBA champ Milwaukee Bucks 115 to 99 Luftballons. Meanwhile, the Miami Heat beat up the New York Knicks 110 to 96. The Atlanta Hawks over the Sacramento could have been the Seattle Supersonics Kings 121-104. Brooklyn Nets over the Denver Nuggets over the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, I blew it, and I do apologize. Denver Nuggets over the Brooklyn Nets, 124 to 118. Chicago Bulls over the Toronto Raptors, 111-105. Memphis Grizzlies over San Antonio Spurs, 118 to 110. Now, let us go to women's college basketball and get some final scores from there as well. And tonight, I got some new comic books. That's right. I'd show you one of them, but my mom wants to read it, so I'll have to show you the second one we got here. It's called The Veil Walker. There you go. This is Veil Walker. I don't know if this is 1 or 2, but there's a Veil Walker. My mom's got Veil Walker number 1, so I gotta wait for that to be read. But anyway, there you go. Okay, there you go. So we got some interesting things coming your way down the pike as we continue to wait for the Charlie Chaplin comic book, as well as Butts in the Seats by Tony Schiavone. But right now, we got women's basketball to talk about, so let's get going. 8th ranked Arizona over UCLA, 74 to 63. 9th ranked Texas over 25th ranked Kansas State, 66-48. 10th ranked UConn over DePaul, 80 to 78. Very close game there. 11th ranked Baylor over Texas Tech, 88 to 80. 13th ranked Iowa State over Kansas, 77-62. 18th ranked Oklahoma over Oklahoma State, 84-58. And 19th ranked Oregon over Utah, 70 to 66. Now, let's see, do we have, there we go. Let's go to the men, to the men's side and see what develops there. Shallst we? We shallst. And we shallst overcome. And we will also promote the hell out of Nick Rekida's day as well. So here we go. For the men, 17th ranked Providence in a close game over 21 ranked Xavier, 65-62. 18th ranked Tennessee beat Florida 78-71. 19th ranked LSU defeated Texas A&M by 6, 70 to 64. 22 ranked Marquette over Seton Hall, 73 to 63. 23rd ranked Iowa State over Oklahoma State, 84-81. And VCU in a squeaker beat 25th ranked Davidson, 70 to 68. By the way, we are literally weeks away from the madness and the selection special. And when that happens, we'll give you these selections as well. So join us for Selection Sunday. I don't know when it is officially, but we'll bring you the selections during our sports final at midnight on, I think, the last Sunday in February. So there we go. Happy landings. We got one more, and that is, of course, the G League. That's right. Let's take you to the G League, and we do with fun, if not with mammals. There you go. And my cat, our camera cat, is doing a good job tonight. So thank you, Uno. So here we go. We got to get to 26. Thank you. So here we go. The Raptors 905 beat Motor City Cruise 123-116. Westchester Knicks in a close game defeated the Capital City Go-Go 115-112. Birmingham Squadron over Oklahoma City Blue by a score of 100-97. South Bay Lakers over the Memphis Hustle 127-124. And the Wisconsin Hoyt defeated the Cleveland Charge 121-113. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, there you go with that. So now, let's go from the hardwood to a stupid hit for a commercial. No. Let's go from the hardwood to the hard synthetic ice. It's NHL time or hockey time as we begin the begging. That's right. We are going. We gotta do it. That's right. There you go. Just a little bit of the Hockey Night in Canada theme on kazoo, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to scores. And by the way, if I didn't mention it, I do. I do now that all of our scores are presented to you by the fine folks at Caesar's Sportsbook. Remember, Cleopatra is played by Halle Berry because everyone, we are all Caesars. All right, the lone game that is continuing that you can see on TNT. 9 minutes, 31 seconds left in the second period. The Colorado Avalanche, Boston Bruins tied at 1. Final scores with the Molson 3-star selection. They go like this in a shootout. The Maple Leafs beat the not-so-mighty Ducks of Anaheim 4-3. Matthews for Toronto, 2 assists. Tavares for Toronto, 1 goal, 1 assist. And Gibson for Anaheim, 41 saves. Calgary blanked Columbus Blue Jackets 6-0. Gaudreau for Calgary, 3 assists. Tkachuk for Calgary, 2 goals. And Backlund for Calgary, 1 goal. The San Jose Sharks beat the Washington Capitals 4-1. Raymer for San Jose, 32 saves. Milosh for San Diego, 1 goal. And Sprong for Washington. He had 1 goal. Linda Steele, Chicago Blackhawks defeated the Detroit Red Wings 8-5. Strome for Chicago, 3 goals, 1 assist. DeBrincat for Chicago, 2 goals, 1 assist. And Kane for Chicago, 2 assists. And that, believe it or not, is that for the NHL. Let's go from the NHL to that other end. That's the NC2 Alpha or NC2A. As we get started, there we go. As we get going with the women's Division 1 hockey games, if any. And let's get over there. Okay. All we got to do is touch the screen and it shall appear. There are no games played with the ladies. How about the guys? Did they get any play? Yes, they did. And boy, did they ever. Only 2 games for the NC2A hockey, and that's in the ECAC. Union beat Dartmouth 3-2, and second-ranked Quinnipiac over Princeton 6-0. So we go from there to Les Minor Leagues, n'est-ce pas? So let's get to the minor leagues, and let's go first to the AHL, kiddies. That's right. We're going to the AHL and see if any games were explicitly fun and viewable or reportable even. So here we go. Bada bing, bada bam, bada boom. And right now, in the end of the second period, they now go into what we call the second intermission. Colorado Eagles over the San Jose Gulls 3-1. In a final, all the rest obviously finals, Bakersfield Condors over the Tucson Roadrunners 6-2. Ontario Reign over the San Jose Barracuda 4-1. Hartford Wolfpack over Springfield Thunderbirds 5-1. Milwaukee Admirals over the Grand Rapids Griffins 1-0. Syracuse Crunch over Cleveland Monsters 3-1. Texas Stars over the Chicago Wolves in overtime 2-1. Iowa Wild over the Rockford Ice Hogs in overtime 2-1. And there you go from there. Now let's go from the AHL to the Big O, the Ontario Hockey League. And we only had 2 games in the OHL. Hamilton over Ottawa 4-2, and the Sioux beat Saginaw 5-1. There you go, right there in the Chinook of the block, in the block of the Chinook. There we go, there we go, there we go, go, go. Hey, one more time. Ooh. Excuse me. Okay, let's get over to the ECHL, formerly known as the East Coast Hockey League. And you know what that means? That's right. Do we have any scores tonight from that lovely insipid hockey league that apparently takes their lovely sweet time? Grr. Okay, so we're supposed to have the games. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right. Menu. Let's get scores. Scores, not schedule. Scores, please. Okay, apparently we're not getting ECHL scores. Okay. So what we're going to do is pop up this and go there and there we go. Let's go to it. The ECHL scores for January 26th. And we had four games. I think we're going to, Okay, let's go to it. The ECHL, the Idaho Steelheads beat Kansas City 9-4. Newfoundland over Wichita Thunder 3-0. Rapid City Rush over the Island Americans 3-2. Iowa Heartlanders over the Indy Fuel 5-3. The Wheeling Nailers over the Cincinnati Cyclones 2-0. That's right. The 2-0. Oh, excuse me. That's what they say. Excuse me. Oh, there we are. Okay. Let's go to the spiel. And let's see. Peoria Rivermen beat the Evansville Thunderbolts 5-2. And that's that for that. Let's go to the FHL. Nothing going there. Let's go to the USHL. No scourge there. Okay, so we have done with that. Yes. Yeah, we've done the entire concept there. Okay, let me get out of here. All right, let's take it to YouTube because we got to give you the love of our little commercial. 6 minutes from now, live from his man cave in Minnesota, Nick Ricada, the humble Minnesota lawyer, hosts another edition of Lost Splaining the Interwebs. On tonight's show, Breyer is over party, and is there going to be a Kumo deposition. All that and a whole lot more tonight on the most lucid 3 hours you will ever get on YouTube, on the Rakia Law channel. It is, of course, the one, the only, Lost Boy in the Interwebs with Nick Ricada live in about 5 minutes, midnight Eastern, 11 Central, and the rest of you figure out your own time zones. There you go. Boy. All right. Let's get back to what we do here and go to our headlines. And we start first in college football. Big news, kids. Big news out of the Big Ten. And it is a stunner. The Big Ten is considering scheduling let's try that again. The Big Ten is considering scheduling models that could eliminate divisions and reduce conference play to 8 games. Iowa Athletic Director Gary Barta told Scott Dochterman of the Athletic. The Big Ten plays a 9-game conference schedule that features 6 divisional and 3 cross-divisional games. However, the league could reevaluate its positioning after its media rights expire following this coming season. Said Barta, quote, "We've had several conversations. One of the things that we were watching is whether it's related to the alliance, which we're talking through, and or what gives us the best opportunity to have the most success in the college football playoff format." Maybe he should have also added this. How can we break the log jam in that college football playoff format when it's mainly SEC teams? Now, we're wondering if we're going to know what the format is before we have to make that decision, but we have had active conversations about the schedule beyond 2022. Now, the alliance adds another level of intrigue to this situation. The 3 involved conferences, the Big Ten, ACC, and Pac 12, expressed interest in scheduling non conference matchups heading forward. Eliminating a conference game could be a way to free up extra opportunities for non conference matchups, especially for a team like Iowa, which has a standing non conference game against Iowa State. Meanwhile, the potential of eliminating divisions comes at a crucial juncture for the Big Ten, with the West Division visibly behind the East. During the early signing period, all 7 Big Ten East schools ranked ahead of the Big Ten West in 24/7 sports recruiting rankings. Iowa has since jumped to number 6 in conference, but the bottom 5 recruiting schools remain in the Big Ten West. Now, no West Division team has won the conference in 8 years since the format was introduced in 2014. The last time a West Division team even played its opponent within a touchdown was 2017, a 27-21 loss for Wisconsin to Ohio State. And Michigan obliterated Big Ten West champ Iowa 42-43 in the 2021 Big Ten championship game. Now, the Big 12 is the only major conference to forego a divisional schedule and slot its number 1 and number 2 teams in the Big 12 championship game, but also plays a round-robin schedule in the regular season. Now, hanging over the entire alliance is the dominance of the SEC. No shit. The league has won 5 of the 8 championships in the CFP era, including 4 unique champions. Ohio State and Clemson are the only schools in the alliance to win a CFP game since 2015. And with Texas and Oklahoma set to join the SEC, the gap may indeed continue to grow without some sacrifice or help. Meanwhile, this is not good. Buffalo Sabres Buffalo Sabres goaltender Aaron Dell got a 3-game suspension from the National Hockey League on Wednesday for interfering with Ottawa Senators forward Drake Batherson during Tuesday's game. Batherson, a first-time NHL All-Star, sustained an ankle injury on the play and will miss next week's festivities in Vegas as a result. Now, the play occurred late in the first period, with Ottawa already leading 3-0 in an eventual 5-0 home victory. Dell left the puck behind the net for a teammate, with Batherson trailing, and as an unsuspecting Batherson turned the corner, Dell body checked him into the boards. Batherson, who tied his single season high in points with 34 this year in 25 fewer games, reportedly has a high ankle sprain and is out long term. Ottawa coach DJ Smith and Batherson's teammates rallied to his defense after the game, with Smith calling the play bad and Tyler Ennis saying it was pretty dirty. Brady Tkachuk said it sucks, while Mark Method described Dell's actions as stupid. This is the first suspension of Dell's 6-year, 126-game career. The 32-year-old will miss road games against the Coyotes on Saturday, the Avalanche on Sunday, and the Golden Knights on Tuesday while serving it. Batherson, who's 23, meanwhile, could reportedly miss several weeks while tending to his ankle injury. Wow. That's mighty hospitable, don't you think? Okay, football and Philadelphia Eagles star offensive lineman Brandon Brooks. Let's try that again. Philadelphia Eagles star offensive lineman Brandon Brooks has announced his retirement from the National Football League. The 32-year-old stated in a press release Wednesday morning that he has reached the end of the road of his playing career, which lasted a decade, during which he made 3 Pro Bowls and helped Philly win the Super Bowl 52. Sorry. Injuries started to take their toll on Brooks over the past 2 seasons, as he was only able to appear in 2 games. In June of 2020, Brooks tore his Achilles and was forced to miss the entire season. Then he suffered a pectoral strain in week 2 of this past season, was placed on injured reserve in late September. Brooks, who was a third-round pick of the Houston Texans in 2012 out of Miami of Ohio, has been with the Eagles dating back to the spring of 2016, when he signed a 5-year, $40 million contract with the club. Over that stretch, he became one of the best linemen in the NFL and was a key piece to one of the better offensive lines in the league, alongside teammates Lane Johnson, Jason Peters, and Jason Kelce. In 2017, he was named to his first Pro Bowl, but couldn't play in the game due to Philadelphia being in Super Bowl 52, a game that Brooks would start and help his Eagles beat the New England Patriots for the franchise's first ever Super Bowl title. According to Mike Garafolo of NFL Media, Brooks recently signed a new deal with the Eagles that reduced his 2022 cap number from $19.4 million to $7.1 million, which was an indication that Brooks was set to walk away. By doing so, he gives the team some financial flexibility. In his absence, so say over the cap, the Eagles could carry that $71 million over to the spring and then officially retire Brooks on June 2nd. That would drop his charge to roughly $6 million and defer $9.8 million in dead money to 2023. Okay. New York Giants general manager Joe Shine was straightforward in his support for incumbent quarterback Daniel Jones while addressing reporters Wednesday, saying New York will build an offense around Daniel in 2022. Along with that, Team Brass was even more blunt in denying rumors of interest in Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, with co-owner John Mara explicitly telling media that the Giants will not trade for Watson, who is not the right fit for a number of reasons. Watson, of course, is facing 22 civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault or misconduct. The former first-round pick spent the entire 2021 seasons inactive for Texas, who reportedly attempted to fulfill the quarterback's previous trade request from both before and during the season. Some reports have connected him to the Giants this offseason because of his rumored interest in playing under ex-Dolphin coach Brian Flores, who reportedly has interest in New York's open head coaching job. Now, the Giants might not be proactive in pursuing early veteran QBs this offseason. However, judging by the way Shine described Jones, the team's former first rounder, on Wednesday. Ooh, boy. Ah, yes. There you go. And oh, excuse me, folks. Just
You'll turn the lights off, right?
all right.
Do we have to get up?
Here we go. I have an eye appointment tomorrow at 2:00, so I got a friend of mine, Bob Carpenter, is going to drive us over there as we continue to be in search of new vehicle. And when I say new, I mean a new used vehicle. Wish us total luck. Okay, let's get you a little golf. As we begin, we have hit midnight. In fact, we're 5 minutes over midnight. So, welcome aboard the Love Boat. Okay, the first round of the 2022 Farmers Insurance Open is in the books, and the player atop the leaderboard was not technically the best in the field on Wednesday at Torrey Pines. If that's confusing, and it should be, Billy Horschel leads the tournament after a phenomenal 9 under 63 on the North course, which was played 3.5 strokes easier than the South course, where John Rahm shot 6 under as the best player on the much harder track. And we'll get to Rahm and his dominance on the golf course in a moment, but first, let's take a look at the Horschel's hot start in San Diego. Though it came on a course where the average score dipped into the 60s, Horschel's 63 was very impressive. Even more amazingly, it almost didn't happen at all. Horschel disclosed after his round that he's been struggling with a locked up back that loosened up enough for him to play a no expectations round that led to him climbing to the top of the leaderboard. Now, how good is 9 under here after round one? The 5 players that tied for second at this tournament last year all finished at 9 under for the week, meaning that if Horschel plays even par golf from here on, he'll likely have a shot at winning on Saturday afternoon. Now, Torrey has not been a place, as in Torrey Pines, has not been a place where Horschel normally thrives. He plays the South course slightly worse than his PGA Tour average, but if he continues to flush irons, he'll be able to play from a position of defense without taking unnecessary risk on a punitive track over the final 3 rounds. By the way, you can catch it all on CBS. Jim Nantz going to be doing not only the golf, but he will also be doing the NFC Championship game between San Francisco and Kansas City, I do believe, for CBS from Torrey Pines. That's right. So there you go. Let's keep going on the headlines. Speaking of which, we have an updated injury report. So let's get to it. We are now 21 weeks into the 2021 NFL season. All 4 teams remaining in the playoffs are dealing with bumps and bruises. With it being conference championships week, however, it's going to take a lot for any player to forego suiting up. One headline to come out of Wednesday's practice sessions is that San Francisco 49er quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is getting healthier. He was dealing with shoulder and thumb injuries, but it appears his sprained shoulder has healed, so says Ian Rappaport of NFL Media. So let's break down the injuries of the last uh, two games, shall we? Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs, Sunday at 3. Pass rusher Cam Sample was a lone Bengal who did not practice on Wednesday as he sat out with a groin injury. Wide receiver Stanley Morgan with a hamstring and defensive tackle Josh Tupou with a knee were limited participants. Quarterback Joe Burrow, also with a knee problem, wide receiver Tay Higgins, thumb, were listed on the injury report as well, but both were full participants. Tyrann Mathieu was the only Chief not to practice on Wednesday as the safety remains in concussion protocol. His status is something to keep an eye on. But the Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said that he's doing well and has a chance to suit up come Sunday per NFL.com. Kansas City had several other notable names listed on the injury report, such as running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire with a shoulder problem, wide receiver Tyreek Hill with a heel problem, and defensive tackle Chris Jones with a groin problem. But all were listed as full participants. San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams, 6:40 p.m. Eastern. That'll be on CBS. 49ers offensive tackle Trent Williams did not participate in practice Wednesday after sustaining an ankle injury during San Francisco's divisional playoff round victory over the Packers. And while there are questions regarding his status for Sunday, 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan is hopeful that Williams will be able to play in his first NFC Championship game. Also missing during Wednesday's practice for the 49ers, running back Elijah Mitchell, who is still dealing with a knee injury that was sustained back in Week 13. Cornerback Ambry Thomas with a knee injury and running back Jeff Wilson Jr., also with a knee injury, were limited participants during practice. A big positive for the 49ers was the fact that Garoppolo did not appear on the injury report. He had previously appeared on the 49ers injury report with shoulder and finger injuries, leading to last weekend's win against Green Bay. Now, the Rams' Wednesday injury report was an estimation as the team conducted a walkthrough in lieu of a normal practice. Offensive tackle Joe Noteboom, pectoral. Receiver Van Jefferson knee and defensive lineman Greg Gaines toe did not practice. Rams coach Sean McVay said that veteran offensive tackle Daniel Whitworth with a knee injury is on track to suit up on Sunday after he missed last weekend's divisional round win over the Bucs, where it was listed as limited on Wednesday. Also limited on Wednesday was running back Buddy Howell with a hamstring, and safety Taylor Rapp was also limited as he is still in the league's concussion protocol. It's now 12 minutes after the hour of midnight, and we are getting ready to do at least maybe a couple of little situations. Joe Buck, NFL on Sunday, NFL Sunday on Fox with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman for modern NFL audiences, the same way that Pat Summerall and John Madden on CBS were for previous. Perhaps that comparison just made you audibly scoff, but that doesn't make it any less true. Sure, there's always been a steady stream of dissenters and critics for the duo, especially for Buck, but in recent years, there's been a bit more of an appreciation for the sturdiness of their broadcast partnership. Now, that may change as Amazon's been targeting Aikman and NBC play-by-play announcer Al Michaels for their own booth, and Aikman recently told Front Office Sports that he might go to Amazon either in addition to or instead of a Fox role. If Aikman were to leave Fox, it would end a 21-year run with the network. He spent all of those years, 20 of those years, in the same booth as Buck, calling some of the biggest NFL games each year, including 6 Super Bowls. Buck stopped by the Sports Illustrated Media podcast with Jimmy Trina this week, and his relationship with Aikman, as well as what he might know about the future of their partnership, was a central part of the discussion. However, Buck also shared some thoughts on the state of modern sports broadcasting, his relationship with social media, and what advice he gives on young broadcasters. Now, Buck knew all too well that criticism comes with the job, and especially in today's social media age. And for him, the best way to deal with it is not to engage with it at all. There you go. And okay, we are wow. Okay, let's get over to the football round. And oh boy. Okay, let's get to the scores in the fixture. And here we go. In Scottish Premiership action, Dundee United beat Ross County 2-1. Celtic over Heart of Midlothian 2-1. Motherwell and Hibernian ended in a goose egg tie. Rangers over Livingston 1-0. St. John's and Dundee still without a score in the 90th minute. They have 4 minutes of extra time, so that game is still going on. In the Championships League, it was Preston North End over West Bromwich Albion 2-0. In the Africa Cup of Nations. In the African Cup of Nations, Ivory Coast and Egypt ended in a goose egg tie, but Egypt won 5-4 on penalties. And, excuse me, let's see, Ivory Coast, Egypt went goose eggs. Egypt did win 5-4 on penalty kicks. Mali and Ecuador Guinea, they were tied, but there you go. There we go. Okay. Ivory Coast and Egypt 5-4. Mali and Ecuador Guinea tied. Ecuador Guinea won 6-5 on penalties. The FA Women's Super League, Chelsea over West Ham 2-0. In National League South action, it was Havant and Waterloo over Townbridge Angels 1-up in full time. Scottish Women's Premier League, Hibernian over Motherwell 1-0. Hearts and Spartans tied at 1. God. Oh boy. Scottish Premier League. Oh yeah, I've already. Hibernian 1, Motherwell 0. Hearts 1, Spartans 1. French League, Angers 1. All right. Wow. Okay. There we go. Oh boy, I'm beginning to feel a little sleepy. Okay, Belgium First Division A, Standard League over Eupen 2-0. Orgem and Heverly Leuven tied at 1. Sirong beat Beerschot 2-1. And Circle Bridges, unless Anderlecht came back and they didn't. Cercle Bruges over Anderlecht 2-0. We have one more segment left, and I can get some shut eye. And here we go. Happy landings. It is, of course, our international edition. Oh, excuse me. Okay, in the Euro Cup in European basketball, Lokomotiv Kuban over Litka Belis 90-62. Juventud Badalona over Hammelburg 95-75. Excuse me, 92-75. JL Borg over Cedarville Olympia 76-69. Morabank Andorra over Trento 82-71. Gran Canaria over Prometheus 81-62. And right now, the NBA, let's update you on a couple of games. In the 8th minute of the fourth quarter, Dallas Mavericks lead the Portland Trailblazers 121-100. And in the 7th minute mark, it is Utah Jazz losing to the Phoenix Suns 92-84. In Espanol Basket, Zaragoza defeated Murica by a score of 91-78. Right now, after the second intermission, it is Boston Bruins 3, Colorado Avalanche 1. Czech Republic, Pardubice over Olomouc 3-0. Viktovice over Karlovy at 7-6. And Kladnon. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay. Here we go for Czech Pardubice over Olomouc 3-0. Viktovice over Karlovy 7-6. Kladno 1. Trinek 2. TPS Turku in Finland defeated Assat 2-1. Ilves over Vasan Sport 5-3. And JYP over the next cent there. TPS Turku beat Assat 2-1. Ilves defeated Vasan Sport 5-3. JYP defeated IFK Helsinki 7-6. And in cricket, the West Indies won by 20 runs. There you go. Oh, my. Boy. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. We have done it. And as you can tell, I'm getting a little tired. So we're going to cut it here. And we will come back tomorrow fully loaded, if not fully refreshed. So until tomorrow, I'm Steve, the Backsman Baxley, for Barry Von Stuttgart and everybody here, including our camera cat, Uno. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. Thank you, everybody. Make it a great, if not wonderful, rest of the evening in the West Coast, and on the East Coast, make it a great morning. Good night, everybody.